Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chef Pam and this is Chef'n More. And today we are going to be making keto stuffed pork chops. And I'm going to make them two ways, along with green beans and mushrooms. All one skillet meal. And if you want to learn how to make all kind of homemade food and dishes the easy and simple way, subscribe so that you won't miss any of my videos. And tap that bell so you'll always be notified. We're going to get started right now. Okay guys, we have two pork chops here. The pork chops are about a 1/2 inch thick each. You want to make sure they're good and dry. So just go ahead, take a paper towel and wipe them down, dry them off on both sides. Okay, you want to make sure they're good and dry. This will create a nice crusty sear on the outside. Next, we're going to make a slit into the pork chops right across the top, down the middle. First, you want to take a very sharp knife and just create a line. Just create a small slit. Do not try to go all the way to the bottom of the pork chop with your first slit. Just make a slit. This is kind of going to be your guiding line so that you'll be able to cut down towards the bottom of the pork chop. Now I'm taking a smaller knife to go ahead and cut all the way down. And I'm using a steak knife. I find that's the easiest knife to use. And you just want to go inch by inch, starting at the top and going down. You see, I've got a small slit here and I'm just going to keep going down towards the bottom. Just keep going over and over until you finally reach almost to the bottom. You want to get to about maybe 1/4 of an inch to the bottom, creating a deep pocket so that you'll have something to feel. And once you get all the way down to the bottom, you'll find that you have a deep pocket. So I'm just going to finish both of these off so that we can get them filled. As you can see here, the pocket is getting deeper and deeper as I cut down towards the bottom. So you just want to make sure, don't cut all the way through the sides or through the bottom. You need to make sure that you have enough room on the sides and the bottom to create a pocket. So now see guys, we've got a deep pocket here. So let's just get the other one done. And also, as you can see, both sides don't have any slits in them. All right, that's our first pocket. And this is our second pocket. Now we're going to start stuffing them. I'm going to stuff them with two different things. This is spinach, grated Parmesan cheese, mayo, and cream cheese. I'm just going to put all of this in a bowl and get it mixed up good together. Now you can soften your cream cheese if you like. That will make it a little bit easier to mix. But because it melts so well while you're cooking the pork chops, I like to kind of leave mine cold. Okay, so we're just going to get this mixed up really well, combined as much as possible. Now we're going to add some seasonings. We have our trusty garlic powder here, and you can season to taste. So I'm just probably putting about 1 teaspoon each. Onion powder. And I like to layer my seasonings. I rarely use any seasoning that has everything combined. And this is just red pepper flakes. So I'm going to put a few red pepper flakes in there. If you don't like the spice, you can leave it out. And then I'm going to add just a tad bit of sea salt. Salt always brings out the flavor in everything. So we're going to get this mixed up really well. Okay, so now it's time to stuff our pork chops, guys. So the first pork chop I'm going to go ahead and stuff with a mixture of spinach and cream cheese, mayo, and Parmesan cheese. This is actually going to be the keto pork chop. This stuffing is all keto approved. So this is a good stuffing that you can use, or a good mixture you can use to stuff your pork chops with for working with the keto diet. Okay guys, so after you stuff it in there, just go ahead and take your spoon and push it down in. It will ooze out while you're cooking, so make sure you push it as far down to the bottom as you can. Also, that will ensure that while you're eating the pork chop, you have stuffing going all the way through, from the bottom of the pork chop to the top of the pork chop. So make sure you get it in there really, really well. Now, I don't close up my pork chops. You can put toothpicks in it and close it up if you like, but I like to just keep it slightly open so that it can come out some while it's cooking. All right, guys, you can see how tight that is, and all down to the bottom. I'm going to set this aside, and guys, I'm going to stuff the second pork chop with cornbread dressing. And if you want to know how to make the cornbread dressing, the link is up above. Now, this is leftover cornbread dressing I had from the holidays that I put in the freezer. It's a good way to use up that leftover. All right, so it's already made. All I'm doing is stuffing it into the pork chop, just like I did the keto mixture. So we've got one that's keto and one that's actually not keto, but it's a stuffed pork chop. So I wanted to do it both ways because everybody's not following the keto diet, and I wanted to just make sure that they had an option and can know that this is something they can do. And you can make your cornbread dressing fresh. You can just use stuffing mix and do the same thing as well. You can pretty much stuff pork chop with anything you like. I've stuffed it with a crab mixture before and a chicken mixture before. You can mix it up. You can just stuff it with cheese and spinach. Just use your imagination. So these are all stuffed, guys, and we are ready to head over and get them cooked. Okay, so first thing we want to do so that we can get that good sear on the outside is season them up. Again, I'm using the same seasonings pretty much. This is onion powder that I'm putting on here now. And then I'm going to put on here again some garlic powder. As you guys well know, these are my favorite two seasonings. And I'm using some paprika. You want to get that on there. That's going to provide a really, really pretty color on the pork chops. So that's why I like to use paprika when I'm frying or searing pork chops like this. The color is just so pretty. And then again, a little sea salt to bring out that flavor. Now guys, once you sprinkle all your seasonings on, you want to get in there and just rub it. Don't push down too hard so that you won't have your stuffing come out. But you want to get in there and make sure that it's all rubbed in really well and that it's evenly coated. So now guys, we're going to flip them over and do the other side. Okay guys, we've got them all seasoned up and now it's time to get them cooked. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is add some olive oil to our preheated skillet. We're going to wait and get this olive oil good and warmed up. So I'm putting probably about 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil in my skillet. We're going to just spread that around a little bit, and we want to make sure it's good and hot before we put our pork chops in. Okay, so it's heated up now guys, and I'm going to just spread it around just a little bit more, and then we're going to get our pork chops in. Okay. Okay, so you hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear when you put your pork chops in, guys. You want to hear that sizzle. Okay, so we're going to let these cook on one side, covered up, for about 5 minutes, then we'll flip them over. Okay, so it's time to flip our pork chops over. They should be nice and golden brown on one side, and I use 2 spatulas so that I won't use tongs and have my stuffing come out. All right, guys, look at that color. Yes, they look delicious. All right, guys. So we're going to cover them back up and let them get cooked on the other side. Now, guys, we're going to see if they're ready to be flipped over again. And then we're going to be adding in our green beans and our mushrooms next, all to the same skillet. Yes, look at that, guys. Beautiful color on those pork chops. That's exactly what we want. All right. Now I'm just going to put in my green beans and mushrooms right here on the side and let them cook in this olive oil that has been seasoned from the pork chops. So I'm going to just push these over a little bit and get these cooked. We're probably going to cook the veggies for no more than about 5 or 10 minutes. We want them to still have a bite and not be mushy. And that's about all the time they'll take. Look at that, guys, and listen at that sizzle. Don't they look good? Yes. Okay, and our veggies look like they are just about done, and we can go ahead and get them out of here, guys. After all, we don't want them to get mushy. So let's just take them out and put them on our plate, and we're going to let our pork chops cook for probably just a couple of more minutes to make sure they're all good and done on the inside. And then we will be all done, guys. So we'll be right back. All right, our pork chops are done, and so are we. So let's get this pork chop out of the skillet. Delicious, guys. They are awesome. They're golden brown, and we are ready to eat. Yes. Okay, guys, doesn't that look good? Look at that filling in there. All right, doesn't that look good? Okay, guys, this is it, our finished product. We are done. Keto stuffed pork chops, and 1 pork chop stuffed with cornbread dressing. Look at those green beans and mushrooms. Don't they look good? Yes, and guys, I am so glad you came and hang out to cook with me today. Leave me some comments. Give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Guys, tap the bell so you won't miss any of my videos and you'll always be notified. Thank you so much for coming and watching today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I'll see you next time.